Hello everyone, welcome back to another TCG video. Today I want to talk about staying the course. But first things first, I just want to say thanks to everyone who actually sticks around and have had the patience to deal with a brand new YouTuber. Now, although I've had this page for years, I just recently started posting, and I must say, I know this is a grind, but I just want to say that I'm thankful for everyone sticking around, and those who watches, hey, if you feel like returning back, maybe you can hit the like and subscribe. I will definitely continue to provide content. I will definitely continue to share what I know. And if we get to let's set a really humble goal, if we get to 100 subscribers, maybe I'll do my first giveaway. So I want to talk about staying the course. Why is that important? So in any market, most people typically join in once they hear from their friends or once they see the man. And typically that is the absolute worst time to get in, right? Whether it is a market, whether it is a hobby. And since we're talking about Pokemon cards, let's apply that here. And most people get in during the hype cycle, right? Now, people end up buying at high inflated prices. And what happens here is that immediately, months after, weeks after, even days, right, the prices start to go down, which typically resembles as someone buying the top. I know I've had that experience, right? Whether it has been in this market, whether it is somewhere else. I have bought cards that immediately went straight down, right? The same thing could be the other way. I've bought cards that immediately I'm up 25 to 30% while it's still in shipping, right? While it's still getting to my place. For an example here, the Pikachu and Zekrom. I ended up buying a couple of copies, and it just so happened that they got announced on the 30th anniversary, and just like that, they were on their way to me and they doubled in price. So with that being said, staying the course simply means weathering a storm and reaping the rewards eventually, right? We all want to get rich quick, and we all want to see results fast, and we all want to see that the efforts that we're putting is actually working. And what happens there is we start getting impatient, right? We start making moves that we shouldn't make. We start selling off some of the stuff that we shouldn't be selling, taking losses and trying to look for the next big thing. Like I've noticed now, a lot of PokeTubers are talking about either Lorcana or Riftbound or what's the other one? Gundam, And what happens here is people who watch their content will definitely end up getting hurt, right? In crypto, we call this a pump and dump, right? Some of the stuff gets shielded by the influencer. People follow, money flows in, value comes in. Then what happens? You end up buying it at the top like a big Timmy. And when you try to sell it back, there's no buyers, right, for that price. Look at every single Lorcana card at this moment. All of the iconics, they're all down. They're all down, right? Most of them are all down. Now you could say that, hey, look, comparison to where there was at, they're up. However, that's not the issue. The issue here is that most people came in, they bought at the top, and now the prices are down. So get back to Pokemon, right? This is a Pokemon channel. Well, this is a TCG channel. So what I'm trying to say is now there are different facets of the hobby, right? We have vintage, which is on a tear. Oh my God, some of those Ghost Stars, Shining, some of those very low pop reverse hollows from like Crystal Guardians, they are absolutely on a tear. And what happens is they start setting up a price. Someone buys it, they speculate on the play, they try to flip it in the market for 10, 50% higher, and then there's no buyers, right? We have seen multiple times how some of the eBay listings or just listings overall are definitely shield bidded by people with zero feedback. I think we have a couple of PokeTubers that talked about it. PokePlumber was one of them, right? He talked about how some of the auctions were being shield bid. And you as a buyer, if you're interested in that car, you end up buying that car, right? Because you believe that is the price. And then next thing you know, market crashes, you're down 30 to 40% on your car. And if you're buying just for value, then okay, you're lost, right? Sometimes you buy cars, you really enjoy it, so your price doesn't really matter. It is what it is. But if you really want to put your money into a slab and you really think that, hey, you know what, I'd rather have this in a slab because I think, I'm already set in my other aspects of life, I'm already set. I already have all my 401ks, my IRAs maxed out, and I think that these lower popped full arts XY, right? These lower XY full arts are the play. I go and buy a couple of them, and then next thing you know, I'm down 50%. That's gotta suck. So this is why it is important to actually learn, right? You have to learn from your mistakes. You have to stay the course, right? It is important, because if you leave the moment that you actually end up making some mistakes and you end up losing money, then you won't reap the benefits of actually learning, right? Because you have to learn, you have to apply it so that you don't make those mistakes next time. Next time you do your research a little more, you wait for a couple of more comps to go into the market, you either try to negotiate better prices with the sellers, and that is how you grow in your hobby. That is how you grow in this hobby, right? Now the next thing, I could also apply that here into this Pokemon channel, right? Trying to grow into this hobby as someone who is fairly new, it is difficult, right? You have no connections, you have no so-called friends in this hobby, right? So you have to just keep grinding. That's all I gotta say, just keep grinding. This channel is for me to simply record my progress, my journey. I have a lot of knowledge to share. I've been into Pokemon since 1996, 1997, right? I played all the games. I just want to say that, hey, stay the course, no matter what happens. There's always, right? If as long as you're happy, you're healthy, and you have what you need in life. If you have funds to, enjoy this hobby, then keep at it. Stay the course. Eventually you will reap the benefits, right? So with that being said, I'm going to end it here. I'm drinking my pre-workout. I have to go to the gym. So it's also getting hot in this car. I just want to say, thank you for supporting the channel. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and a comment. Let me know which plays you have done that actually came to fruition, right? If you have actually stuck around to the end of this video, type 777s in the chat. I will be sure to go back and see how everyone is doing. I hope everyone has a great one. Peace.